Hey, Dis, welcome to the show.
Hi,
What is your name and who are you?
Dis Rojanasopondist.
What do you do?
I'm
Tell
a
us your
photographer.
origin story. How did you get your superpowers?
My superpowers?
Yes.
Uh, I never considered them as superpowers. I'm just doing what I love,
All right.
which is photography. So, yeah.
So you're not going to say this, since I know you're in your girlfriend's house, so I'll be circumspect in how I say this, but there's something about the way you photograph people. Like, you make them all look so good. I've never seen you photograph a woman without thinking, oh my God, this is must be his girlfriend, because the way you lovingly photograph them is amazing. But then you photograph me, and I'm like, who's that guy? So it worked for me too. So maybe you love me too. But what is it about whatever it is you photograph that it just seems like you know like you love every image?
Um, it's a great question. It's it's really it's really a purpose for me in my life to be able to express myself onto others, a type of everlasting image of that person. Like I really want to be able to project myself in a way that really has it that they can be remembered through that photo. You know,
I like to pick my backgrounds each time. Thought I'd do this a little differently rather than just going and seeing a public domain image. This is one of your pictures behind me. Can you tell us about the image?
some model I worked with, a friend of mine from Thailand. She, yeah, it was really amazing working with her. She was really one of the first, I would say, very professional model I worked with in terms of just her creativity and my creativity put together. And we went on I would say 18-hour shoot. So a whole day shoot because she had to catch the plane I think 2 days from when we shot. And then the next day she was gonna go visit some friends. So there's really no time to just squeeze the gap between all the shots that I really wanted to take with her. So we went around downtown LA and just roamed downtown LA and went to every location we could think of and shot thousands of photos. Yeah.
How do you find the picture that you're gonna focus on? And out of the thousand of photos, how did you pick this one?
When I go through all the photos and everything, there's certain like key photos that just, gets my heart racing, right? Just like, wow, okay, that's the one. You know, when I looked at the image, I get this, fuzzy feeling, you could say. And it's like, okay, this is the one I want to work on. This is the one that I want to, for people to see my work, you know. So yeah, I can't really describe it, I would say, in words. It's more of, when I look at it, it really expands upon who I am.
Yeah. Tell me the technical photo stuff. I,
Um,
what do you do? What do you do in there? Like,
a lot of people think I do a bunch of technical stuff in post processing, but normally I just do color grading. I really, really, enjoy in any sense, like a more natural approach to a human being, right? Rather than adding a lot of different effects and everything like that. It's more of just what I could push through natural lighting. So yeah, I don't really edit much. It's more just color grading, just adding a spice of different colors that I saw in that moment and making it more vivid within the photograph.
yeah. So,
Mhm.
so shifting gears a little bit, are you taking pictures now? Like, what are you?
Currently,
Yeah.
under quarantine, no, I'm
No.
not. No, I didn't bring my camera with me. I'm staying at my girlfriend's house. Mhm.
What are you doing to? unleash all that creativity you have inside you?
I've been cooking, and then I take pictures of my food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have a different profile on Instagram where I just post food photos that I cook.
So, this is not your usual Instagram. So that's why I haven't been up to it. All right, you gotta. Are you good with telling people about that? Your new Cooking with Dis channel.
Yeah, it's just dis underscore eats EATS. That's it. Yeah,
Wow. So, what kind of stuff have you been cooking?
a lot of pasta. I really enjoy pasta, so it's one of my favorite foods. A lot of pastas and just various things. Just, and most of my captions are just quarantine food, quarantine food.
So, when I've been following your Instagram, it's like you're James Bond photographer. When I follow your Instagram, I'm like, how much fun could you possibly be having? Like a night on a town. Is it your eye, or is it just, are you that much fun?
Is it my eye?
No, like you have an eye for capturing the fun that's going on around you. Or is it that you are, everything's so much fun, so it doesn't matter where you snap the camera?
Uh, I think that's just the context I hold for living, just having fun. Because a lot of times, in all the seriousness of life and in all the grind of life, I think when myself, I lose track of that and having fun. And I just get hard on myself about the photos and about life and about, various things. But really holding that context every time I do go out and get to have the privilege to be with people, just really holding that context of fun and bringing that to the table every time. Yeah.
Yeah. So for you, fun is serious business.
Yeah, definitely.
So, you're definitely one of my role models. I know you fucking hate when I say that to you. When I showed my business partners pictures you took of me, and they're like, wow, this is really great. How did this dude's like an amazing photographer. And then I tell them, oh yeah, by the way, he's legally blind. They're like, oh, that's not possible. You're bullshitting. But yes, I'm going to make you tell the story. So what people don't know is that you're legally blind. You want to tell us about that?
Uh, yeah, we could start from the very beginning, I would say. When I first came to America, um, the whole reason why my family came to America was because I had a heart condition, VSD, I believe, was the heart condition. I had to have open heart surgery, and at the time, Thailand didn't have the technology to operate on such a small child. I didn't grow much since my heart wasn't providing enough blood for my body. My family did everything they could and got me to New York, Long Island, and I had my heart surgery there. And fast forward a few years of my life, by the time I hit the age of 11, I started having seizures, like night seizures, every time I went to bed. I probably had about 8 episodes throughout a whole year. And it's a really scary time for my family because I would just wake up in the middle of the night, foaming out of my mouth. And fast forward a year after, I was on medication for the seizures and everything. The seizures went away. And suddenly out of nowhere, I started to lose my eyesight. It started on my right eye. And I didn't really know what was happening or what was going on. And something that I don't think I ever shared with you, Martin, but I'm an artist by hand. I mean, since I was a small child, I drew photos. I drew still life. And I professionalized in still life at the age of 10. I even got a scholarship to Cal State LA, a full ride by the age of 11 to attend Cal State LA as long as I attended their art classes on the weekends until I graduated high school. That was one of my prouder moments in life, really. Due to some financial things with my family at the time, my mom decided to buy a restaurant in Long Beach, and we had to move away from LA. And one of the requirements was that I stayed in LA and go to art classes, and had to be in LA district schooling. So I I lost the scholarship. They sent me a mail once I changed my mailing address and residential address to Long Beach. And they sent me a mail and said, unfortunately, you do not qualify for the program since you are now in Long Beach School District, and you have to be in LA School District to qualify for the scholarship. And I was like super devastated. And on top of that, I was losing my eyesight. And I was like, what the fuck? It's like, what now, you know? So, and it really hindered my ability to draw, because I did still life. So I look at an object, or I looked at a photograph, and I would copy it onto another
medium.
And while I was losing my right eye, it really changed the depth of field. So I had no more depth. I couldn't see like more of a three-dimensional image. It was more flatter, right? I had to start adjusting to grabbing things. Like, for instance, this cup would be in front of me, but the way I see it would be right here, but it's actually over here. Right. So I had to learn about reaching and everything again, and adapt to that. You know, it was very difficult growing up with that. And, you know, my mom's very supportive, but my brother and sister didn't really understand what was going on with me. So they never really, until later on into our early adulthood, they would have be more accepting towards my condition, because they really thought I was faking it for a long time. Because, yeah, it was until I had my first surgery. They're like, oh, shit, this is real. You know? Yeah. Came home with an eye patch and everything. You know, my eyes like bleeding and, you know, all sorts of things. But yeah.
The compassion of brothers and sisters is just always amazing, right? It's like,
yeah,
you have to bleed for them to believe that you're hurting, right? He's just milking it, Mom. Cut it out. You know, come on.
Because when, you know, I grew up without having our parents around, because my mom worked all the time. We just had each other, so it's like, okay, well, stop faking it. You just want Mom's attention.
Yeah, I know your brother pretty well, and while he's a great brother, and you know, he's the fierce advocate of you, I can imagine he also gave you no end of shit growing up, right?
Yeah, a lot. He's actually my childhood bully.
Luckily you had one in-house. You didn't need any additional bullying. He handled all your bullying services, right?
Yeah, big time. Let's see. So by the time I was 15, I stopped drawing. I just put down the pencil and the paintbrush. By then, I went into a pretty severe depression. I started turning to substances to not think about it, you know, because I was in and out of hospital so many times. It was every 2 to 3 months I was having countless surgeries, but you do need to count. It's 48 now. I've had 48 surgeries for my eyes.
And each one of them is pretty traumatic, right?
Yeah, because it takes 6 months to a year and a half for it to heal. So that limits. I was really surprised of how, you know, everything in the body is really connected. That really limited me to do things like physically. Like I couldn't even sit on a toilet and take a shit. You know, it was like, that's how brutal it was. Yep. You know, I just had to sit there because I couldn't, what's it called, flex my stomach muscles to take a shit. You know, it's just like, okay, you gotta do this, or it's gonna affect your eye pressure.
Right.
Yeah, and you know, it'll blow a stitch in the eye. So I was like, I don't want that. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just, and that was just, you know, my whole teenage years. It was just in and out of hospital. Just that was my life, and that, you know, threw me into that depression. And over time, until I got to the age of 17, I would say, I did some programs and stuff that really helped me out and my family at the time, because we were just in a lot of disarray with the restaurant, with my sister, and all of us had drug abuse because it was just, we grew up without parents really. My mom was working all the time. We just had each other, and we are just easily influenced by our surroundings and our environment, and it threw us into like a world of drugs and crime, all sorts of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, yeah. And yeah, after the program and after my whole family took the program, it really shifted everything for me in terms of just my perspective on life and what I was capable of, and I stopped taking drugs to numb it all out and just really accepted it for what it was and what it is and how it is. And I could say for the first time in my life, just really started to live my life again. Like if I was 10 years old drawing on that canvas and there's nothing else going on in the world,
Yeah.
So I really had to ask myself, how could I express myself in that way again? Or express myself in a new light in which I could have a creative outlet that would really, really fulfill in who I am.
Yeah. I knew you for a while before I knew any of this, really. And I just thought, you're just fun to be around. You've always got a good context. You always listen to people. Like, if you don't care about people, you do a really good job of faking it. Because every time I listen to you, it sounds like you're really interested. And not just in me, but anybody you talk to. You don't necessarily like to share all this stuff because I don't know. I imagine you don't want anyone feeling sorry for you, and you don't feel, particularly special. But I don't think it's the hardships you went through that make you special. It's, how you came out of it and how you just live every day. Part of the reason I wanted you to have on this is, I don't know, does this Corona lockdown seem like the most challenging thing you've dealt with even in the past year?
No, it's not.
Yeah. So, like it sounds absurd to you, right?
Yeah, I think it gives me time to rest, really. Yeah, it's been going for a while now, so yeah, it gives me time to rest. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate the certain circumstances of the world right now. I know it's affecting a lot of families and a lot of communities and the whole entire world. But in a way, for me, it's been a real blessing, honestly. Yeah.
So what lessons do you think your adversities because for a lot of people, I mean, including myself, this is a huge freak out. A lot of us have a lot wrapped up in what we do for a living. And for me, like a lot of people, I was focused on these projects that all got canceled, and rightly so. They're not as important as what, like I'm a healthcare consultant. I help people do healthcare projects, and the projects they were working on, everyone's dumping those and working on things that are more apt for the virus. And so, I'm having to shift what I'm doing. I know I have a lot of friends who are in the restaurant business and the services business, and everyone's trying to figure out how to be productive while this is going on. And one of the reasons I thought of you is that you're someone that's able to take a context and take a look, like, okay, you can't draw anymore, you're going to take pictures. Okay, you got this struggle, you're doing this thing. And you've always got a side hustle, and whatever it is you're doing, whatever challenges you have, where you are is fun, and you have the fun of it. I mean, so share some of your wisdom. Tell us about what it was about cooking. What have you learned about cooking? What have you learned about pictures of cooking that you didn't know 3 months ago?
Um, Honestly, I just do it for fun. I never really put any other meaning behind it. Whether someone's looking at it or not, I didn't really mind. I just wanted to take a photo. And I thought it'd be funny if I had a dog in it. If you go look at headed. There's dogs in most of the photos just looking up at me like they want to eat the food too.
Well, that's cool. I'm actually going to see. Okay, I've got the Instagram. All right, so take us through some of these dishes. Where's the dog? I think it's eating this. Because I'm
Yeah,
a really
so
good cook, but it never comes out like this. And more importantly, why have you never cooked for me? What is going on here, man?
you talking about? My family had a restaurant for 10 years.
You never invited me, man. It's amazing. So did you make this yourself?
No, that one was a friend's restaurant. They treated me for my birthday.
Nice. So
Yeah.
I'm not seeing the. Oh, there's the dog. Okay. So you got two dogs?
No, it's my girlfriend's dog. I'm staying at her house, eating her food.
Very nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is what I'm talking about. Like when I take, first of all, this is my favorite. Look at that. That is so fun. I don't know what to tell you. All right, so let me go, and this is how you get to it. This eats.
Mhm.
All right, so yeah, just fun, right?
Mhm.
So besides, this is what I mean about wherever you are, fun is. What else have you been doing? What have you been binging? What have you been learning? What have you been listening to?
Just catching up on some good reads. I haven't been really reading any books, but more like articles or how would you say, like a summarized video.
Condensed
or
video?
yeah, like just pretty much the script of a whole seminar. Like
Nice.
yeah, those are fun. I like those. Really gives me a lot of inquiry into my life and into what I could do for people and what I could provide for those around me, like that are right here, right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what is it? What lessons do you have for other people? What do you want to leave them with? What do you want them to get that they can do during this quarantine?
During this quarantine, um, I would say, in my idea of it all is creativity. I think people nowadays really lacks that in terms of their daily living. Creativity into their own happiness, their own fun, and what they could provide for themselves, really. Like just having a context for your daily living is it's everything to really stay sane in times like these. And for me, it's nothing new to be inside. I've been inside most of my life, so so I have a really keen perspective on what I can accomplish versus moping around and sleeping all day. You know.
So you try and be creative. Is there something that you do to win? Like my context is, what are you going to do to win the day? And if you can just accomplish certain things every day, then you can feel good about your day. Is there anything that you do in terms of setting your day up to win the day?
I always make it out that if I can make a difference for at least one person in my day, whether that's a phone call to someone, checking in on them, or whether it's, helping around the house here, or just, very small stuff right now, right? But I think it really just means a lot to people and to the way we live. Because I think we forget about that a lot of times. Just those people around us that are right here, right now. So yeah, if I can make a difference for at least one person a day, that really makes my day, and it really fulfills in who I am as a human being.
That is awesome. In terms of creativity and cultivating creativity, for people who don't consider themselves creative, do you have any advice for them on how to unleash their creativity?
And here's the thing, like for me, in my definition of creativity has always stemmed from to create, you know, and it's not to create art, you know, it's not to create anything fancy or anything like that. It's just to create something for the day, you know, whether that's a context, you know, a way to help someone. That's being creative, you know, because you're doing something out of your pattern. You're doing something out of the ordinary for yourself. And I think that that's everything for me, at least, in terms of creativity.
Yeah, I really like that. Last question. What is it you're going to learn out of being out of your rest and recovery period that's going to make a difference once our quarantine is over and you can be out and about? Who's the new Dis? What's the new superpower?
I'm gonna go take so many damn photos. um, uh, I think after the quarantine's over and life resumes into whatever it resumes into, you know, not making any assumptions, just taking it day by day, but really going out there and giving it my all this time, because I have been procrastinating in terms of a lot of things, and I finally got to take a look at that and see what has been blocking me and stopping me from really pursuing, you know, my career and my dreams and my life. Right. Like I said, this quarantine has been a blessing because it gave me the time and to really sit down and take a look at myself.
Oh, wow. Well, words to live by. Dis, thank you so much. Really enjoyed this, and we'll have to check on you again sometime soon. This is fun.